Ethekwini Municipality has taken center stage as the face of a municipality in decline in KwaZulu-Natal. With its deteriorating infrastructure, water challenges, poor financial management, E. coli-infested beaches, inflated council rate disputes, and lack of adequate delivery of services all have hung like a black cloud over the once brightly shining metro. The Westville Ratepayers Association court action against the metro resonated with many communities who were fed up by the municipality's perceived lack of will to service them. Westville Ratepayers Association member Warren Manning said the association simply had no choice but to take a legal stand.
We had no option because the city just doesn't engage in an honest way with residents' organizations. So they left us no option but to take that particular action to try and get our rights to be protected and respected.
Local government is supposed to be the forefront of democracy. In fact, this is where people get, face the reality on the ground. So when it comes to provincial government, when it comes to national government, if those departments fail, communities don't feel it. But if local government fails, people feel it. And this is the problem that we are having. So as a ratepayers association, we are challenging the norms in terms of democracy because, we've mentioned this before. As ratepayers, we have a voice and we use this voice not just for ratepayers, we actually use it for the marginalized communities as well.
During protest, residents have claimed that the root of their water woes is corruption, claiming that there are people inside the city who block their water supply so that the city can issue water tenders to supply their communities. A claim the head of Ethekwini's Water and Sanitation, Mr. Ethnic Msweli, denies. Msweli says Ethekwini is focused and busy working hard to fix the problems raised by the residents.
The city is doing what it can, given the resources at our disposal. So we are, as I've just mentioned, that we are literally working around the clock. This last shutdown that we just did now, our guys, I think we started the shutdown at 8 p.m., right? Until it was supposed to go until 5 p.m. the next day. I think before 3 o'clock we had already finished and we had already opened the water. But what does that mean? It means our guys worked in the night. Because if you're closing at 8, around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, they were busy doing those repairs I was talking about here. So the will is there, the capacity is there. It's just unfortunate that we've had all these incidents.
Asked if the claims that the lack of water maintenance of infrastructure by the city exacerbates the problem, Msweli says the water infrastructure challenges were caused by the catastrophic and damaging floods in Ethekwini.
Challenge, water infrastructure again has been unlucky in that we've been affected mostly by these climate change events, in the main the floods that have taken place. So quite a lot of our infrastructure was damaged. Not only ours, also getting water on the water side. So with the previous floods we had in April last year, even getting water's big infrastructure was affected. So we are still recovering from that damage. It was quite extensive damage that we had to deal with. So the areas that we are talking about, the Verulam's, all of those areas are affected by that. The problem with Verulam and Redcliffe and all the areas is that they are at the end of our infrastructure, which is one of them, which is called the Northern Aqueduct. So even when you repair and deal with things along this 35-kilometer pipe, it will really take long. They will be the last to recover. So we are continuing to deal with that.
Meanwhile, Msweli says the Durban solid waste workers' debilitating strike has disrupted their work to repair some remaining projects and water leaks. The South African Municipal Workers Union members downed their tools, claiming they are not paid the same as workers from other metros in the country.
It is affecting us. There's some areas where reservoirs have run dry. And the problem is that our staff can't get out there to fix and attend to the problems. So we are dealing with that. We're not putting in place contingency plans to attend to that. Contingency plans like sending water tankers. Obviously, it's not a permanent solution. People want water in their taps. But we haven't been affected much. It's just some of the areas. There are some areas that are still getting water normally.
Action SA's KwaZulu-Natal Premier candidate and executive committee member at Ethekwini, Zwakele Mncwango, says there is an urgent need to clean up local government and combat corruption in municipalities.
We need to find ways of dealing with corruption, because corruption collapses most of the municipalities, if not all, in the way. Because the shortcut, one can simply say, no, change the government, change the ruling party. Yes, that may be the solution, but there's no guarantee that any new government will do better. So I think the systems as well need to be improved. Despite us changing those in power, the systems must be improved to a point where, for example, when you do investigations and those who are behind doing investigations, I think there should be a way that says they are taken seriously. Because currently you'll find that if you do those investigations, they don't even care. They know that, you know what, you can do investigation, but end of the day, we'll get away with it. Because end of the day, you'll find a prosecution problem.
The Democratic Alliance recently held a failed motion to dissolve Ethekwini. It called for the dissolution of the Ethekwini Metro Municipality Council under the Municipal Structures Act. Action SA heeded the call made by the DA, but had reservations and concerns to its feasibility. Mncwango says opposition parties in the Ethekwini Council need to be united in working for the people of Ethekwini.
We as politicians, in the main, whenever a person gets to power, they always focus on accumulating wealth. Now, government should be able to say, look, when you become the mayor or a councillor, let's disclose, come and disclose what you own, your property, everything, whatever property you have, whatever you may have. Then every year, I believe that politicians need to come into account. There must be a way where we review every year, what do you own? You know, what's in your position, so that we can see if someone's living beyond their means.
Daily KZN Report correspondent Phumlani Zulu took to the streets of Durban to ask residents their views on the state of their municipality.
Sesikhathazekile la eThekwini, iTheku ngendlela eselingcole ngayo manje. Kwakungcono kuqala iTheku lali clean, sasazi ukuthi masiye eThekwini nje siye endaweni esazi ukuthi iclean. Kumanje usunyanye ngisho ukuhamba nje edolobheni abasekho ku clean, even ngisho ama toilet awanamanzi, emakhaya ihlala khona akunamanzi, akunalutho. Angilazi mina iTheku selagcina selinjani mali nje. Angikhona bengithanda ukuthi ngizovota, mhlawumbe mangavota ngivotele lona iqembu lami engizolivotela, mhlawumbe lizowenza umehluko. Nakubo kade ngangivota nje kodwa umehluko singawuboni. Sicela abantanini silungisele iTheku indawo yethu vele siyithandayo lapha esithola khona namathuba omsebenzi. So alibe clean iTheku.
Amanzi asinawo, iTheku lingcolile. Thina-ke phinde sihlale emjondolo. Hayi ushintsho abafuna sithole abantu abangivota. Yebo mina nje ngumlungu lo ozovota ngoba sifuna ushintsho. Ngoba uhulumeni wamanje hayi impela alikho okuya phambili ukusathina abantu abamnyama. Kodwa ukulele kuthina sisonke abahlali baseThekwini, abahlali bakulizwe singabalungeli, singabalandeli nabalungeli beSouth Africa.
Silethelwa amanzi amavatrikani nalawo manzi lawa awekho clean, ngoba amanzi sekuye kuphele ngisho inyanga ezimbili singanawo. Kuphele iviki ayabuya inyanga yonke amanzi awasekho. Ngihlala endaweni yaseChaswet mina, kodwa amanzi ngendlela ahlupha ngakhona hayi angisayazi leya ndawo nje yami.
Isimo samanzi senkinga kakhulu. Mina ngiphuma ngisho ngala emzinyathi. Amanzi siyathola amavatrikani, amanzi bayagula. Abanye baphethwa amaphehlane, wonke phuma amanzi njalo, amanzi sigeza ngawo angalungile. Impela nje ufuna uhulumeni esokumele bambe iqhaza afuneke alenze enze umsebenzi.